Hi everybody, I'm Neil. I'm very excited to talk to you today about the newest addition to the DEROS range, the DEROS RS. Let's take a look inside the box. Alright, let's get started. So, we open up the box and we're greeted with a sample pack of Abranet Ace HD. If you haven't used this yet, the heavy duty version of Abranet is going to be perfect for the heavy duty applications that the RS is going to be used for. So we'll take a look at those in a bit more detail later. So this is the dust shroud. So this is going to help us to improve the dust extraction and make sure that anything is caught by your dust extractor. I'll show you how to fit that in a little bit. We have the instruction manual here, including more information about Mirka's 2+1 warranty. So don't lose that. Put that under there. Now if you can see here, we have the 24mm pad spanner. This is actually the same pad spanner that we use with the DEROS 2. So useful to have another one of those. Take that out, lift out the cardboard, and then there it is, the DEROS RS. So, detachable power cable, again the same as Mirka used for the DEROS and the DEOS, so you can interchange all of those cables and tools. And then the actual machine itself, the DEROS RS. So there we go. I'm excited to show you about the features and benefits next. Okay, so let's take a look at the RS itself. You can see straight away it has a very different design from the DEROS 2. There's no paddle on the top, and this is very much a two-handed sander. It would be designed to have one hand here with this very easy to hold grip area here, and then your second hand down here where the buttons are. Very comfortable to hold it in that way. The tool is actually extremely lightweight compared to other sanders on the market of this type. It's very light, it's very quiet as well. When you turn this tool on, which we'll be doing very soon, you'll see that the noise level on this is extremely low. The vibration, also extremely low. Compared to other sanders on the market, this is significantly better for vibration. So let's take a look at the buttons in a bit more detail. So dead center here is the on and off button. Once you push that once, all the lights come on and the green light here will start blinking. The LEDs that are showing here are for the speed. So the more that are on, the faster it's going to go. The range for the DEROS RS is from 700 RPM at the lowest to 2500 RPM at the top. And it is now ready to start sanding. So that's what these two buttons down here are for. The one on the right is going to start it turning, but as soon as you let go, it will stop turning again. So that's a good safety feature if you want the sander to stop when you stop. But if you've got more to do and you want the sander to keep going, if you push this followed by this one, it now locks the tool at the speed that you're going. You can still adjust during usage, and when you're ready to stop, push the circle again and it powers down. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to install the dust shroud. The shroud is going to help improve the dust extraction when using the DEROS RS, particularly in coarser grits. So we're going to turn it upside down and disconnect from the power. Now we do recommend that you have the pad savers in place when you use the dust shroud. And the way to install it is to hook it over the top there so that it's just hanging loose. And then when you look on the side, there's an arrow there. If you turn the shroud until you find the corresponding arrow, that's going to help make sure it's lined up correctly. And then all you do is you lift the shroud so that the top of it clicks up there just below where the level of the backing pad is. And just move slowly around, making sure that it clicks at every point. As you can see, it can be a little bit stiff. And there, it's all in place now, and you can test just by rotating the pad like that, and there's no resistance. We turn it over again, we can see that the arrows are in line, and there's also a hole here in the dust shroud that is meant to line up with this extraction port. To remove the dust shroud, just pull it towards you and it actually comes away very easily. So as with all Mirka sanders, the backing pad needs to be maintained in good condition at all times. So when you need to change that backing pad over for a new one, it's quite easy to do. Turn the tool over, disconnect from the power. Then you'll remove any discs that you've been using, and you also pull the dust shroud away, which is very easy to do. Now then you use the 24mm pad spanner that comes with the tool and is also the same that we use for the DEROS 2. But don't try and push it in there. Instead, there's a special hatch that just lifts away like this and allows the pad spanner to go straight in there, and then you locate it to the nut. It's actually very simple to do that. You don't feel a big click, but it is in there. And then when you're holding the pad spanner, turn the pad anti-clockwise and that comes away. And just the reverse to put the new one on. Now what I would say is when you put this back on, use a slightly delicate touch, put it in top first and then push the bottom in afterwards. Perfect. Alright, so I'm going to show you the tool in action now. One of the things that's important to remember with the DEROS RS is that it is a rotary sander, which means that this disc is spinning round and round and round in the same way that a polisher does. And that's a very different sanding action from the DEROS, which is a random orbital sander. So when you sand with the DEROS, it tends to be very smooth and it keeps the dust in that central point. When you use a rotational sander, you will have to be aware that it is a bit more aggressive feeling in your hand. And that's why these sanders are designed to have two hands on them at all times. Your front hand will hold the sander in place, your back hand will be guiding it. You still don't need to put significant pressure down on it. You really just, but you do need to be in control of it. You do need to be holding it quite firmly. So I'll show you now how to sand on this particular bit of wood here, which is some pencil marks on, and we'll see how quickly we can get rid of those. I'm going to turn it on. I've got all the lights on there, and just as a reminder, when I push this down on the right hand side, it will turn the tool on, but then when I let go it will stop. If we want to lock the speed, we're going to push the padlock button once we've started. Okay, let's go. So the DEROS RS has two modes to use during use. On the standard mode, the RS will respond to the speed that you've put it at on the LED lights shown here. On the ramp up mode, this gives you a bit more flexibility if the piece of work that you're doing has some sensitive areas. So what happens in the ramp up mode is that the speed will be slow until you put some pressure on, at which point it will ramp up or speed up to match what you need. So it's constantly giving back based on your feedback. I'll show you how that works now. So the tool goes on. So when we put it on, you see that it's spinning at the top speed now, the 2,500 RPM, and I'm going to lock that in so that that's going now continuously. That's the normal mode. To activate the ramp up mode, you push the plus and minus buttons simultaneously. That red that you saw there shows that it's worked, and you can see that now the speed of the tool has come right down. But when I start sanding, when I push, this will speed up again. So I have a slow speed now. But as I start to put some pressure on, it speeds up, which you can hear, and then I can start sanding against whatever it is I need to sand. As I ease off it again, the speed will come back down to that slow. So fast. So those are the main features for the DEROS RS. It's very lightweight, it's low profile and comfortable to use, it's extremely powerful, it has the two modes for ramp up and standard, and it's perfect for heavy duty sanding on tough applications. The best bit of all, it's available right now.